Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. Massive void of leadership and truth today. I defy you to find the truth when picking up the newspaper or watching the news. No matter what the story is, challenge everything you read. Take Japan. You have people freaking out because the media is freaking out. And so now in California, they're buying iodine tablets. No, that's great. The United States Surgeon General has supported the idea as a worthy precaution, even though other health officials will tell you, ask your doctor, that's really unnecessary and you don't want to take that stuff unless you're told to because it can cause other problems. Where's the truth? Well, believe it or not, I found it in one of the most unbelievable places. I actually have respect for this guy because he's never changed his story, ever. He's finally standing up and telling the truth yet again in even a more frank way. The truth teller today, Reverend Jeremiah Wright. Watch this video from last month.
Neither Hannity, Beck, O'Reilly, nor the Tea Party would have liked Micah at all. Micah sounds, when you read his work, Micah sounds like a left-wing liberal. He sounds like a liberation theologian. Plus, Micah was black. That would make him a black liberation theologian. Instead of preaching prosperity and capitalism, mistakenly called Christianity, Micah sounded like a socialist. Micah almost sounds like a Marxist.
Okay, he goes on to talk about how evil the devil is, capitalism, and that's what the real war is all about, against capitalism, and you should hear what he says about America and so much more. It's at glennbeck.com. To call black liberation theology, the guy who's done it on television now for the last few years, that was crazy. That was crazy when I first said, that's Marxism, taking the shots. That was Obama's church for 20 years. Marxist and socialist. Now they're finally admitting it. Thank you for the truth, Reverend Jeremiah Wright. Hello, America. I said it yesterday, and I think I should say it again. The president may have been hit with a tranquilizer dart or maybe a stun gun. I'm not sure. His fans in the press have always called his calmness measured, thoughtful. I think it's about time we start to consider the possibility of sedation. It might be. It's bizarre to watch how he is behaving while the globe is melting down all around him. Do you remember his excuse for not talking about Libya? He actually said he had a scheduling conflict, and so he couldn't talk about Libya. Tiffany, Sky God producing. Tiffany, are you there?
I'm here. What's up?
Thank you. Would you remind me tomorrow I am doing the story? Force me to do the story on Libya tomorrow, will you?
I promise.
Because it goes right into Jeremiah Wright. He couldn't talk about Libya because he had a scheduling conflict. You know, he had to coach his daughter's basketball game, you know, when his daughter wasn't there because the coach had a scheduling conflict. But anyway, he couldn't stand in front of the camera and say anything about it. He was that busy. Now, how tight is his schedule? Oh, you can't believe how busy he is. He's doing stuff, you know, in the White House. Pay no attention to that. That's okay. He's filling out the NCAA bracket, but okay, all right. Well, people do that. I mean, they'll, you know, say who they... No, there he is actually filling it in on ES. Okay, all right, but he's busy filling out brackets for ESPN in a fully produced segment. He shot this yesterday. You know, he's got to go over the matchups and stuff, but he cannot squeeze 5 minutes in to talk about genocide in Libya. No, can't do it. I've got that full segment on ESPN to talk about college basketball. Now, if he wasn't so busy with this, maybe he could learn about what's happening in the Middle East. Remember, he said, youth of the world, rise up. Rise up And anybody who says that these are Marxists or this is going to be worse for America, you're a crazy hate monger. That's what you are. I'll tell you that right now. They love us. These kids, they understand Apple. These kids, they're on Facebook and Twitter. They're just like you. Rise up, youth of the whole world. Rise up. And he was really praising those guys. And even the State Department and his people all work together. Google worked together with the youth of Egypt, because they're just like us. Well, Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, she arrived in Cairo this morning. She was ready to meet with those youth, the young people. She was snubbed by the Revolution Youth Coalition. Yeah, they didn't have any, they didn't want to meet with her at all. They said, quote, based on Clinton's negative position from the beginning of the revolution and the position of the U.S. administration in the Middle East, we reject this invitation. Things are going to get good. Who did he pick? The winner of the Final Four, do we know? We'll get back to you with that news. We've got to look at the president's priorities. Could be that he's focusing on the fact that food prices saw their biggest jump since 1974. Yeah, yep. That's just before Carter came in and made things really bad. Biggest since 1974, food prices. Well, the president of the New York Federal Reserve was asked about it because he was giving a speech and he said, look, you got the cost of things going up. Please, do you know you can buy an iPad 2 for the same thing that you paid for an iPad 1 and it's twice as powerful? And the audience said, I can't eat an iPad. It's my favorite quote of the day. No. President is not worried about food prices going up. No. Instead, the White House has been preparing for a response to the shooting of Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords. They had been working very hard. I'm going to give you how long they've been working on it here in a minute, but they've been working very hard. They finally pinpointed the problem. They went in with an open mind. They wanted to find out what the problem was. First they said maybe it's that rhetoric on television that caused that. That didn't really stick. And so they're glad because now they found the problem. It's going to come as a surprise to you. I would have never seen this coming. I never would have seen this administration say the problems that we have in this country are caused by guns. Who saw that one coming? The Justice Department explained how they're working to try to prevent incidents like this in the future, saying, quote, and I love this, this is the best quote, this is better than I can't eat an iPad. We should focus on sound, effective steps that will keep guns out of the hands of the criminals, fugitives, people with serious mental issues, and others who have no business possessing a gun and who are prohibited by laws on the books from owning a gun. That's deep. We've been working on that for a while. Let's go back to the beginning, shall we? Remember, problem? Guns. Guns. So, what they want to do is focus on sound, effective steps. I don't know what those steps are. That will keep guns out of the hands of the criminals. That's good. Hey, wait a minute. Wouldn't one of those sound effective steps be to pass laws? Somebody check and see if there is, Tiffany? Tiffany?
Yes?
I thought you were out having coffee again. Can you watch the show? Can you check real quick to find out if there's anything, any law that says criminals should not have guns? Oh, and while you're there, see if there's a law that says fugitives or people with serious mental illness should not have guns. Can you do that for me?
You got it, Glenn.
Because that would be crazy. Wouldn't it be crazy if the law was already there? What are the odds? And then also, serious steps to make sure that others who have no business possessing a gun, besides criminals, fugitives, and people with serious mental illness who do you suppose those people who have no business possessing a gun would be? That's kind of a little too hopey and changey for me. Could we define that one? Yeah. Anyway, we want to get all those people and those who are prohibited by laws on the books from owning a gun. If you're prohibited by laws on the books from owning a gun, go back to the first page on this one, please. Then wouldn't that be the sound effective step to say, enforce the law? Oh my gosh, I should be President of the United States. The problem is that we now have in office a president who picks and chooses which laws. We have a DOJ, a Department of Justice, that doesn't enforce the laws. They're like, yeah, I'm going to enforce it today, but not on Tuesday. Definitely not on Tuesday. I believe we had a president and a DOJ like that last administration as well, except they were doing that with a border. These guys just do it with everything. So the DOJ tried to cobble together support from different groups, including the NRA. How surprising that Wayne LaPierre didn't read that statement and go, well, let me get my airplane ticket to Washington now. Wayne instead responded to the meeting request. Why should the NRA go sit down with a group of people that have spent a lifetime trying to destroy the Second Amendment in the United States? Did they call him too early? Because that sounds cranky. Wayne, let me tell you something. That's why I love you. That's why I love you, Wayne. I do. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you. Don't be used by this administration for a photo op. Now, that might be political suicide. I don't know. But that's why I'm not you. Wayne asks a pretty good question, doesn't he? Why should I sit down with a group of people who have tried to destroy the Second Amendment? Why? Obama tries to play the lip service here to the Second Amendment, but his actions and the people he surrounds himself, oh, that's a whole different story, isn't it? Let's just go through his Barack Obama, this is your life on guns. In a candidate questionnaire from 1996, in the response to the question, do you support legislation to ban handguns? That's to ban the manufacture and sale and possession of handguns. He said, yes. I don't think he's being an honest broker, if that's what he believes. This is from 2004. Quote, I'm consistently on record and will continue to be on record as opposing concealed carry. Hot damn. Really? Are you for open carry? Because I am. I've always wanted to have, you know, one like on my hip and maybe some spurs. Psh, psh, psh. You support my Second Amendment on that one? Do you, Barack? Because I'll go. I'd wear one today.